We have a viewer from Clover Township, northern Minnesota. You're our designated northern Minnesota
Okay, yes.
representative.
There we go.
This viewer notes that property taxes have gone up in the last 4 years, and this viewer believes he or she is going to be forced to move out of Minnesota. What, if anything, can be done about this?
Yeah, well, for the first time in the history of the state, property taxes statewide went over $10 billion. And they've been going up. And it really hits folks, our senior citizens on fixed incomes, and our working families and farmers and small businesses. It really does, and it really hits throughout. And so there are some things you can do. And for starters, I think you hit it from two angles. Number one, local government aid. We're going to be looking at increasing local government aid and county program aid. Those are dollars that go from the state and out to your counties and cities that help provide for services, the law enforcement and so forth, but also keeps a temper on property taxes. And then another thing you can do is the homestead credit state refund or the renter's credit, which basically says that if your property taxes are high in comparison to your income, you get a refund from the state. So local government aid and county program aid kind of levels off the tax bases of cities to keep it equal, and then the refund programs kind of level off individuals when they see higher than normal. But I think a few other things we can do, and one thing we're going to look to do in the tax committee this year in getting more accountability and more transparency into the tax code, is that I think that every single taxpayer, whether it's income tax, sales tax, or property tax, should know two things. Number one, where their tax dollars are going and what type of value they're getting for that. And I think there's some things we're looking at that cities can do to be more transparent, to get out to folks, to show them where their dollars going, what type of value are they getting, how safe are their neighborhoods. What's the quality of plowing snow off the streets, which has been very valuable the last month. So, I mean, there's things you can do, but it's certainly another big area is in school operating referendums and school building bonds. And the state has not been equalizing that, which means you go into poor tax base and you provide kind of an evening, so where you've got a lower tax base, it helps keep those property taxes down in those districts. So there's a number of fronts that I think we're going to be looking at to deal with property tax relief.
Well, we've done some work in the past, too, with statewide business property tax. Yes. We were able to eliminate the inflator on that and also eliminate the first $100,000 of exposure. So if you've got a building in a small town, rural Minnesota, that's worth $100,000, you no longer pay the statewide business property tax. Also, from a farming perspective, some of the work we did last year was eliminate 40% of your liability when it comes to school referendum bond building. So if the school building needs to get built, 40% of agricultural property is essentially picked up by the state. They're taking a portion of that cost. And I just think, from my old shop teacher, Hannah Lean, used to say, many hands make light work. And when it comes to property taxes, the more robust of an economy you have, the better things are going, the more people that you have living in your rural communities really makes a difference. And, I was really disappointed this week that the governor and the new administration, Governor Walz, decided to continue his lawsuit from the Commerce Department to the PUC on the Enbridge Line 3. Especially northern Minnesota taxpayers are going to take a brunt of that. If that project does get nipped in the butt, which obviously they would like to happen because of the continuation of that, I mean, those property taxes would get spread out because of that line moving through northern Minnesota. And I know a lot of folks in northern Minnesota feel betrayed by that. I know a lot of the people in the trades, whether you're the 49ers, whether you're the construction trades, pipe fitters, and also from a safety standpoint. I know I'm going far afield with this question a bit, but Representative Mahoney, who's a Twin Cities legislator downtown, really talked about having poor folks that live along the tracks that have train after train after train of these oil trains moving through, and by not having that pipeline, you're going to see more trains. And it's a safe way to transport oil, not in areas that have a lot of people living, but also makes a big difference for property taxes in rural Minnesota.
Senator Hayden, property taxes?
Well, I was wondering what the question was.
Well, yeah, we did. He did kind of drag us off.
I don't know where I was going to go down that road. What am I talking about?
If you want to respond, you certainly can. But let's talk about property taxes
okay.
first, Steve.
Well, I think that the issue that I hear about is, working class people, people that's income isn't rising. A lot of service folks in my district, senior citizens. I think that this issue around school referendums and our ability to make sure that, school districts are not having to keep going back every single year to the property tax holders. I think county-based aid and LGA certainly is something that we need to look at. I think that we need to, think about things even in Hennepin County. We're levying for, say, child protection. And I know that this is going to get a little far-afoot, but we're having to deal with this issue of child protection. We had this child protection task force, we had all of these kind of issues, and now child protection is up 40%. So Hennepin County is levying for that. So when you start to look at it, you start to stack it. And then we have kind of a good problem, but it still kind of pushes property tax up, which is the valuations are up. So in Minneapolis, like, property values are going up, right? Because all of the robust building that's around there. And that's something that we don't want to stop. But if you tack that on to everyone else, then what you're happening is you're pushing people out. And what I'm really scared of is, and I know that your caller was from Greater Minnesota, but that even the metro area, cities like Minneapolis don't turn into cities that we see where everybody can't live there, that the only people that live there are people that are
San
upper
Francisco
income.
problem.
The San Francisco, Portland, Denver, right? The Seattle problem, right? That's why the people push back on Amazon in New York, because they saw that coming, right? So how do we do this in a way that everybody can kind of live there? And that's and there's also a lot of other pressures that are on the property tax rolls that I think we really need to take a look at.
And just one addition, since there's a lot of rural viewers out there, is there's a bill introduced today that would raise that agricultural credit that Representative Kuczynski mentioned from 40% all the way to 100%. So on all the school debt service farmland would be tax exempt. And that's important because it's not only trying to correct this very unfair, untenable position we put farmers in on these school building bonds, but it's a school equity issue, because on these school building bonds in the metro area, they've been passing at an 80-90% rate, where in rural Minnesota it's under 50%, and one of the big reasons is because of this unfair position we put farmers in. And, a student in rural Minnesota should have the same opportunity to have a top-notch facility as someone in other places of the state. So that's also, I know a lot of farmers, I'm sure, watching, but we're going to be looking at that also, and we're going to team up on that in tax committee also.